Shalom. We want to give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much love to the elect brethren on the four corners of the planet Earth that's been set up through faith. Lord willing, we be part of that elect to make it through these hard times. This is part 2 of the video I did earlier, Salakia. But a video I did earlier on the update. So this is just another quick news clips and updates, and to show you that this time is at hand, man. These elites are moving. They're writing legislation to implement at the time of martial law and the epidemic. So just to show you that, look, don't believe these other guys that are saying, oh, it's not coming, and you conspiracy Hebrews. That's good for them. They're not meant to understand it, but we're gonna get right into it. It says new executive orders gives U.S. Gov power to force vaccination and RFID chips. Alright, and this is on September 20th, so let's read it. And it says, via an email, all new pipelines was pointed to a brand new executive order issued by Barack Obama on September 18th, 2014, which in the minds of some gives the U.S. government the power to force and to make mandatory vaccinations and RFID chip implants upon general populace. The relevant sections of the executive and the fact sheet provides by the White House will be shown below. Readers can decide for themselves if they agree or not. Links to both the executive order and accompanying fact sheet from the White House website will be hyperlinked below the article before the videos. It says the new executive order is entitled Executive Order Combat Antibiotic Resistant Bacteria. And then I said earlier in the video that these things are GMOs. They're genetically altered organisms that are patented. So you can make a disease resistance to organisms. Esau's been in the scientific studies for generations, man, decades. So they said the technology that's out, it's 50 to 30 years ahead of time that what they have. So who knows what Esau can do. If he can put a eel into a strawberry, what can he do? You know? And it says take force. It says, okay, right here, organism. A, task force agencies shall appropriate utility and enhance surveillance activities described in section 6 of this order to prevent antibiotic resistant infections by actively identifying and responding to antibiotic resistant outbreaks, preventing outbreaks and transmission of antibiotic resistant infections in healthcare, communities, and agricultural settings through early detection and tracking of resistant organisms, and identifying and evaluating additional strategies in the healthcare and community settings for the effective prevention and control of antibiotic resistant infections. B, task force agencies shall take steps to implement the measures and achieve the milestones outlined in the strategic and action plan. Now we're going to jump down here to, I think it's section, no, that's it, we keep on reading. And it says the executive order signed today by Barack Obama directs federal department and agencies to implement a national strategy and address for PCAST. Reports the national strategy provides a 5-year plan for enhancing domestic and international capacity to prevent. So that's why the United States is sending troops over to Sierra Leone and parts of Africa, because they're trying to prevent on a worldwide international level. So that's how they're going to be able to tie the chip into the international world, because they're going to say, oh, it's to prevent and to monitor people that don't have it or do. It says prevent and contain outbreaks of antibiotic resistant infections, maintain the efficiency of current and new antibiotics, and develop and deploy next generation diagnosis, antibiotic, vaccine, and other therapeutic therapeutic. The PCAST report provides additional recommendations for the Presidential Council. So they might not come out and tell you that's what it's for, but look, it's coming, man. So we'll read this last little paragraph down here, and it says, in the first video below, it details a relevant section in the new executive order and fact sheets, as well as a coincidental July 13th or 31st, 2014 executive order adding acute respiratory syndrome to the list of quarantinable diseases right before this rare EV68 virus started attacking children across the United States. Now confirmed in 22 states from coast to coast. The second video, Minister Paul, whatever, we ain't gonna get into that, but we'll show you the next video. So just keep eyes on that. Lord willing, I'll post the links for you brothers to check it out and to do some research for yourselves. But we're going to play this next video to show this situation. The World War III is coming, man. Day by day, hour by hour, there's different things happening.
A secret, Russian President Vladimir Putin is a key ally of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, and Russia blasted the Obama administration after President Obama announced his plan to expand airstrikes against ISIS to include targets inside Syria. So how will Putin's relationship with Syria impact the fight against ISIS? Joining us, Russian Ambassador to the UN, Vitaly Turkin. Nice to see you, Ambassador.
Good to see you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure.
So what is your view of ISIS?
They're a horrible terrorist organization, and from the outset, for years, we have been saying that the main threat in the region is terrorism. And when the United States decided to make toppling President Assad as the priority of the policy of the United States, we told them that it was the terrorists we need to worry about. As to ISIL, we're supporting the government in Baghdad, the Iraqi government, even before the United States. While people in Washington were scratching their heads figuring out what to do, we were providing tangible military support to the Iraqi government. So we are out there. But you're absolutely right. If the United States were to want to build a real international coalition of fighting against terrorism, they will have to respect international law, and they will have to take into account the fact that there is a Syrian government. So if they want to go across the border and bomb the Syrian territory, even if it's ISIL, they have to coordinate it with the Syrian government. It has a political significance for a real international coalition, and it has a practical significance, because short of that, we fear that it may degenerate into a chaotic situation. And in fact, there are other terrorist organizations other than ISIL in Syria, like this Jabhat al-Nusra and some others. So they may take over the territory which may be vacated by ISIL after American strike. So it is something which really needs a lot of coordination, which we are concerned is not there in the President of the United States thinking.
Okay, in light of where we are, what do we do? If we're both joined against ISIS, how do we get rid of them?
We need to fight. I mean, we did not criticize the fact that the United States responded to the request of the Iraqi government that started bombing ISIL. They need to do the same thing.
What do we do about the ISIL in Syria?
They need to do the same thing, but they need to coordinate it with the Syrian government, because they are the ones who have been fighting ISIL in the past 3 years.
But he dumped chemical weapons on his people, and as recently as April, dumped chlorine on his people.
In fact, I think it has been proven beyond reasonable doubt that it was the opposition who used chemical weapons in Syria. That's why.
See, that's what you have. This is what you call propaganda. Okay, you bring on a so-called established person in the place you're going against, and you pretty much paint your thoughts and what you want the story to be on them, and then defame what they're saying. It's like what lawyers do. What do they say? They defame the witness, or they what do you say? Try to put another witness. They're pretty much trying to. It's a propaganda piece, man, to blast Russia and to put them in Front Street, because they're saying the airstrikes were of the Assad government, and you guys are with this guy that's you're covering for him. But we know that those chemical attacks took place by the rebels, man.
President Obama did not use force at that time because they did not cross the. I think it has been proven beyond reasonable doubt that it was the opposition who used chemical weapons in Syria. That's why President Obama did not use force at that time, because they did not cross the red line. And actually, chlorine.
So you think it wasn't Assad who did chemical weapons, but
absolutely, it was proven beyond reasonable doubt.
How about April, when there was chlorine gas used against civilians? Who did that?
That is still being investigated, but it is clear that a few days ago it was the ISIL who used chlorine in Iraq. So that the case in Syria needs to be investigated.
All right. Well, and indeed it will. Ambassador, will you come back again? These are big topics. We should discuss it more.
Okay.
You'll come back?
I don't know. It's a very short interview, so maybe I will.
Maybe you will. Maybe you won't.
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't.
All right. Well, I do hope you will. All right.
That will have a more substantive discussion, I hope.
We had a substantive. You told me. I was
Okay. We'll see.
All right, Ambassador. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
I hate that bitch, man. That's an old fucking devil ass. That's a so-called Jew, man. You can tell by her fucking spirit, man. Let's go back and play this. The video speak for itself.
Now to the growing manhunt for one of the FBI's 10 most wanted. The search for the gunman who ambushed and killed a Pennsylvania state trooper now extends to at least 6 states. And the area under closest scrutiny is under lockdown for a second night in a row. We get our report tonight from NBC's Ron Allen.
Tonight, a rare look inside a community under siege, where hundreds of heavily armed police have intensified the manhunt for a killer who took the life of one of their own. 8,000 residents under lockdown, the order heading into its second night.
I don't feel safe. It's getting crazy.
Outside the zone, Paul Keats is desperate to get to his fiancée and their young boys. He left for diapers and milk. Police won't let him back.
It's pretty stressful.
Yeah, it is.
I'm feeling a little... I get over it.
I just want to be home with my kids and my family. So I get a little upset.
And this is just somebody that so-called pops some cops, man. So imagine when this next thing happens, they gonna cordon off the city so quick, man. You know, but that's the time that was prophesied of, and that's closer to us going home.
The manhunt focused about a mile from the home Eric Freen shared with his parents, a suspect police describe as a survivalist who often role-played war games and who they think launched his own war against police when he allegedly ambushed and killed Corporal Brian Dixon and wounded Trooper Alex Douglas last week.
Many of the folks who live around here say they're not surprised Freen could be on the run for 8 days or even longer in these thick woods. The Poconos are a vacation area. This time of year, lots of empty summer homes, resorts, hunting lodges, places with supplies, shelter.
And while police zero in on a huge 75 square mile target zone, families are on edge. Rick Schote only can reach his wife by phone. He left home for work 2 days ago. We spoke to her.
How's it going in there?
It's a little scary. I'd like to have my husband home. I would feel a little bit safer.
Yeah. Tonight we checked with those 2 guys and they're still not able to go home. Police are telling them it's still too dangerous. Overall, authorities aren't saying much about their operations. There hasn't been a public briefing now in 2 days. No indication whether they're anywhere close to getting their man. Lester?
All right, Ron, thanks.
So it's another psyop slash what you call gearing up and getting the people ready for your cities being cordoned off. So we're gonna play this to show you this is a godless society. Let me get something real quick. This is the book of Proverbs. Um, 16 and verse 18. It says, "Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Better is it to be," it says, "better is it to be of an humble spirit with the lowly than to divide the spoil with the proud." Okay, and that goes into what you have. Who's the one that's rape robbing the whole world right now is Esau, and who's he had to join with them is these other nations, man. These other nations have joined unto him to help divide the spoil, because we know that they're super rich amongst the other heathens too, the other nations. Read it again. "Better is it to be of a humble spirit with the lonely than to divide the spoil with the proud. He that handleth a matter wisely shall find good, and whosoever trusteth in the Lord, happy is he." And how we trust in the Lord now is putting our faith into the words that he said to us that he's gonna save us, man, and believing upon the words of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Because right now these other nations, they're gonna try to they're gonna conglomerize the world. That's why the Illuminati invites little lower luminaries into their circle, so they can actually rule the world with a closed fist, man. Only a small number will have control over the rest of the world, man. That they're really going to divide the spoil when the RFID chip is implemented, the population is reduced. So now to show you that this place is done, man, look at this, look what they're having.
Sunday is
Or they had.
a satanic black mass scheduled for this Sunday is drawing international attention with Catholics across the world. They're joining in prayer against what they see as an attack on their faith.
Lead us on true temptation and deliver us from false piety.
We're calling Jesus a mute God. We're calling Jesus a fugitive God, that he's done nothing, is a chamberlain of nothing.
They are difficult words to hear for members of the Catholic Church and Christians alike. A satanic sect based in Oklahoma City is getting national attention.
A satanic black mass.
You know what? I guess y'all about Shimmy Al-Shah does not want this video to play, so I'll leave a link for this one. Let me restart it one more time. I mean, it's a
satanic black mass scheduled for this Sunday is drawing international attention with Catholics across the world. They're joining in prayer against what they see as an attack on their faith.
Lead us on true temptation.
Is getting national attention from the Catholic Church after it scheduled a black mass this weekend at the city's Civic Center.
The satanic service has caused an outcry nationwide. Fox 45's Rebecca Schleifer joins us live where all this is going to take place. Rebecca?
Well, Wendy, Mike here in the Civic Center behind me. The mass that will take place on Sunday is somewhere where Satanists are going to literally spit on Catholic rituals. They'll perform an exorcism and even summon demons. While meanwhile, over here on the lawn outside, there will be hundreds.
This is the book of Isaiah 14, verse 13. Or verse 12. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer?" Lucifer, light bearer, okay? And that's talking about these Illuminatis, man. The Bohemians, all these so-called illuminated ones of the society. It says, "How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thy heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High." So you see what they're trying to do. They're mocking. Of course, we know that the Catholic and Christian faith, but they're really mocking. They're mocking what. They're even mocking the lie. So how much more they won't. They don't even believe. They don't believe. Imagine if they knew the truth of the Most High and His Son being of a dark skinned, of Yahushua being a Negro. Okay, they already hate you Negroes, but look how much they mock the words of the Most High, man. They've been doing this so long, that's why they changed it. If they do this, because the luminaries are Satanists, man. So that's who's allowing this to take place, man. Allowing this to be mocked because they're really Satanists, and they're trying to evolve themselves through their own lustfulness, through sacrifices to demons and different idols, man. You know, so I'll leave a link to this video and you guys can watch it. But I just wanted to, edify you guys real quick. I don't want to make a long video, but we just got to thank Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shah for allowing us to know this truth and to push forth the truth. And Lord willing, we pray that He comes soon and takes down these nations, man. There's so much pride on them, but it's coming. So with that, I'm going to say all praise to Yahweh Shimmy Al-Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of the great millstone. Much love to you brothers on the four corners of the planet Earth. Keep faith to the elect, man. Keep faith. Shalom.